This one particular woman, I think she was like, I think she was bringing the food, if I can remember. And she knocked and she said, "May I come in?" I was like, she a vampire. She a vampire. Cause why she asking for permission? Hi everybody, welcome to Talking Flicks with a Chick, and I am that chick, K Marie. And as promised, I'm going to give you my Sinners movie review. But here's the catch. It's going to be a very general, very short movie review on Sinners. And I am going to do another video with hopefully somebody I want to talk to and nerd out about this movie with. I got to give him a call so we can set something up. And then we will go more in depth of the symbolisms, of the sort of behind the scenes things that happened in the movie, something for the movie nerds, you know. So this video is going to be very to the point with some spoiler alerts, okay. But the next video that I do is going to be more in depth. Again, it's for the movie nerds who wants to know more about the Sinners movie, what the symbolisms meant with a lot of the hidden messages, all of that good stuff. So it's late, okay? I am coming straight from a thing. I'm back home now, and I just want to let you all know what I thought of the movie Sinners. Written and directed by Ryan Coogler. You know his work, Fruitvale Station, Creed, and of course Black Panther. So I think he has like 5 films under his belt, and he's doing great. Okay. I saw Sinners for the second time about 2 weeks ago, you know, to prepare me to talk about my review. And I'm going to see it another time too, because it's like, it's no secret I love me some Kendrick Lamar. He is my current GOAT. Okay. So it's much like a Kendrick Lamar song where it's so many layers to this movie, and I want to break it down for you guys. And I love doing it. So again, that's going to be the next video. Okay. So y'all look. Vampires has been on my mind. Recently, I was out of town. My brother and sister-in-law welcomed my second nephew into the world, okay? And while at the hospital, after my sister-in-law gave birth, the following day, well, you know, it's been nurses coming in and out, people coming in and out. You know, they knock on the door. You know how people do. They knock like, hey, and then they come in. You know, they're acknowledging that they're about to come in by giving the knock, right? This one particular woman, I think she was like, I think she was bringing the food, if I can remember. And she knocked and she said, "May I come in?" I was like, she a vampire. She a vampire. Cause why she asking for permission? So y'all look, vampires been on my mind for the past few weeks. But for real though, everybody else just came in. Why she ask for permission? Oh, I'm like, she a vampire. Okay. All right. So again, Sinners. Ryan did his thing with this. I think for a lot of people, you either like it or you don't. It's like one of those type of projects. And I myself, I loved it. I loved everything about it. It's starring Michael B. Jordan. I have my little cheat sheet here on my phone of the cast. So Michael B., of course, he's playing twins, Stack and Smoke. And a little tidbit, 'cause I don't know if you guys know, we just know them as Stack and Smoke, right? But their real names in the film was Elijah and Elias. And that's a little fun fact. That's, excuse me, I'll keep doing this because my nose ring. Elijah and Elias is in the Bible, okay? In the Old Testament, you had Elijah, he was a prophet, and Elisha, or Elias. Those, it was like, interchangeable, those names. And Elijah was the prophet of God, and Elisha was his mentee. Okay, Elijah, he walked with God. He even got like caught up or raptured, and Elisha saw that happen. When God called him, he didn't die physically on this earth, according to the Bible. And I found that very interesting. And again, I'm going to go into more detail on that in the next video about sinners. But I just found that to be very interesting. I'm like, okay, Ryan, I see what you did there. So we have Stack and Smoke, Michael B. Jordan. To me, this was Michael B's best role so far. A lot of criticism that he gets from his acting is that it's like he's not like he doesn't like really stretch himself. It's kind of like you seeing Michael B in a lot of his movies. He's a good actor. He is. But this role as that playing twins and playing Stack and Smoke in Sinners, hands down to me, his best role yet, because it really, to me, I can see the growth in his acting. I can see that he was stretched in his acting, and he carried it off. He played two different people. Even though they were twins, they were different. And you can tell that, and in the way that he chose to play these characters. And Michael B. did awesome. He did a really great job. He really did. And again, in the next video, I'm going to go over like the production, set designer, because she's black. Hello. And, Ruthie Carter, Oscar-winning costume designer. She won her Oscars in Black Panther, and I believe she won for something else too. But I'll have the information in the next video. But Ruth E. Carter, because one twin wore red, one twin wore blue. I'm like, okay, not Bloods and Crips. But the twin that wore the red, of course, he was more of a hot-tempered, type of person. And the twin in the blue, he was more calm and mellow. And I know you know who those are, okay? And one thing I love that Ryan does that I tend to do with, even though I have like this one solo film under my belt so far, but color theory is very important. And I like how different colors, I like how directors, because again, this is what I do, because colors themselves tells a story too. And I like how Ryan implemented different colors to tell the story as well. So again, we'll get more into that in the more in-depth video. What else did I like about Sinners? The cast. Wonderful cast. The young man that played Remick, the antagonist, the Irishman, he was gigging, okay, when he did his Irish dance. Side note, I used to love me some what's his name? Michael Flatley, something like that. Mike, when he did the River Dance guy, the clogging, is it clogging? I forgot what it's called, but the river dance dancing. I used to love that. I love that. I used to love that. Okay. I saw Riverdance in person. I can't remember, but either I saw it or I wanted to see it. It was so long ago. But yeah, so the young man that played Remick, he was a good, very good antagonist, villain in the story, in the movie. And I saw some not behind the scenes, but I saw some videos where the cast, they they talk about like what's the person who did this, what's the person did that, like they were promoting the film, right? And the guy that played Remick, Jack O'Connell, I believe it's O'Connell. Let me check. Yep, Jack O'Connell. He dances for real, so that was real. That was real. But so Remick, he thought he was slick. Okay, trying to pander to the black people. Okay, this is what I want to say. Of course, some of the in your face symbolisms is that because Remick wanted Sammy, he wanted to take over. He wanted to colonize and take over his sound, his music for his own gain. Okay, so that was like the main focal thing in Sinners. It correlates to real life. Okay, how some white people want to take our music, okay, because it's very soulful, it's very telling, because we've always told stories in our music. We've always told stories, like in the beginning of the film when Ryan breaks it down of the different storytellers in different cultures. And in the African culture, they said griots. I always thought it to be griots. That's how I pronounced it. Because some years ago, I've heard of griots in our culture, being in Africa, how they would tell stories through song. Music is very Music is very powerful. Music, there's nothing like it. It makes us feel. Music, it can make you feel good. It can make you feel sad. It can make you feel inspired. It can make you feel defeated. It makes you feel. So music is a very powerful tool. And not to get all preachy, but Lucifer in the Bible, he was the minister of music, and he got too high and mighty. That's how he got cast down. But that's just the power of music, okay? And our music, us Black Americans, Black folk all around the world, but Black folks, like our music, it heals. There's a healing aspect to it. And a lot of other cultures want to, especially white cultures, okay, they want to take our music, especially, don't get me started, but especially when it comes to hip hop, when it comes to rap, okay? And I'm going to be jumping around as I think of the movie. one of the scenes in the movie that's my favorite. Some people said it was corny. I loved it. I cried. Okay, it don't take much for me to cry, but I cried with the scene when they were in the juke joint and Sammy was playing. Miles, he plays Sammy. I love his voice, the texture in his voice, his tone. Oh, it's I love it. I love it. Perfect casting, Ryan. Perfect casting for what you wanted to portray in this movie. Perfect casting. So they know that, the scene where it was different decades of music, different cultures of music being exhibited. Well, our culture really, from hip hop. This all that whole scene, was powerful because throughout the decades, whether it's rhythm and blues, whether it's country, because we did invent that. Okay, hello. Rock and roll, we did invent that too. Hello. Rap. They all tell a story. And I the first time I seen it, I was in the theater. That whole scene, it brought me to tears. It brought me to tears. Oh, it brought me to tears. That scene, I felt it. It made me feel. And that's one reason why I love this movie. It made me feel. I felt different emotions. And music would do that to you. Music does that to me. That's why I like artists that make me feel. And that scene reminded me of Kendrick Lamar's song, Reincarnated. I'm like, this reminds me of Reincarnated. Like, wow. That scene was just deep to me. Again, I'm going to get more into it. I'm going to break that down even more so in the next video. Annie. Oh my gosh. The woman that played Annie. Let me see if I can pronounce her name. I went to Google it and how to pronounce it. Let's see if I remember. Put in the comments if you think I remember to pronounce her name right or not. Okay. So her name is, she's a British Nigerian actor. Her name is Wumi Mosaku. I think that's right. Wumi Mosaku. She played Annie. She's a beautiful woman, like in person, like outside of the movie. I mean, she was beautiful in the movie, but she cleans up very well. I'm like, okay, Wumi. But anyway, she was hands down my favorite character in the movie. She was my favorite. She was my MVP of the movie. Great actress. She and Smoke, shared a child that passed away. When she first entered the scene, I'm like, oh, okay, girl. I know a lot of women wish they was in her shoes. Okay. That's all I'm gonna say about that. With Michael B. But yeah, my one of my favorite parts of the movie. Again, I'm jumping around. One of my favorite parts of the movie is, remember when they were all in the juke joint after, all the vampires, they were outside, and she knew that they had to eat some garlic, to ward off the vampires. And they're trying to see who amongst them, if anyone, were a vampire. So one of the tests would be, if you eat a piece of garlic, of course, you weren't, but if you had trouble, then it's like you were. So remember when, everybody's going around eating it. And Delroy Lindo, I love him. He played Delta Slim. He took a bite and he just started like convulsing and everything. She was like, mm-mm. I love that because it sounded like, I don't think that was, I would love to ask Ryan this. I don't think that was in the script. I think she improvised on that. I don't want to say if I'm right or not, but it sounded like it. Like she took like, that's something that she did on her own. But man, so Mary, we all hated Mary. That's how we knew Haley played her part, because we hated that bitch, okay? We hated that bitch. Did not like Mary at all. It was her fault. It's her fault. Her and Grace. Let's talk about Grace. I can understand why she did it. I can understand why she invited all the vampires in, because she had a child. Remick, he knew about the child, right? Bo was already gone. That's my nephew name too. But Bo was already gone. She knew he was a vampire. Okay, so she was like, "A kid, come on in." But of course, we was like, "Girl," but I get it. She and Bo died together so her daughter can live. But I'm like, you didn't know that was a guarantee, because who said that the plan was going to work? Because if Remick, had he survived, he would have went to her. And then you just would have died for nothing. Okay. But it didn't work like that, but she didn't know that, though. She didn't know. But I guess she did know that it was in the script, right? All right. So, like I said, overall, I love this movie. And one of my other favorite parts, y'all know, the end. The end with the Klansmen. One thing I can say about Remick, he did let them know, like, oh boy that sold you the juke joint, yeah, they Klansmen, they gonna get you in the morning. So I respect Remick for telling him that. I don't know if he thought he was gonna earn some brownie points. If, they go like, okay, yeah, thank you for telling me. Here's Sammy. No, but thank you. So the part where Smoke got his revenge, and this is why a lot of people hating on this film, because of that part. Because he killed them Klansmen, he killed them good. He got them good. I was like, I'm clapping. Yes, get them. Get them. Okay. But it was sad that, that Smoke, he went out. But he got to see his family again. He was reunited with his family, so that was cool. So Sinners, to me, overall, again, it had me in my feels. I cried twice. I cried again, like I was telling you guys, I cried at the scene with the different music during different decades, different generations. That whole scene just had me in my feels. It had me in my feels. I couldn't describe it, y'all. Tears was just flowing. They were flowing when I first saw that scene. It was very touching. It touched my soul. It really touched my soul. And another scene that I cried on is when Sammy was grown up, right? And he was singing and he was playing and they were showing the flashbacks. Oh, Lord, that had me. Oh, that had me. Oh, that had me right here. Ryan made a film. Ryan made a film that, yeah, it was horror. It was different genres all in one. To tell you the truth, it was a period piece. It was horror. Horror kicked in like the second half of the movie. It was it was great. I loved it. I loved it. And I can't wait to talk to you all more about the other things that I found out. This, again, all the different symbolisms, all the metaphors, just different things that we get to nerd out about. Okay, so again, that should be coming soon. So as I coordinate with my special guest. He don't know yet, but he gonna be my special guest. And I think he know who he is once he see this. So be expecting a text, okay? Let's see. Yeah, man. I love the look of the film. Again, it's the colors. The colors, to me, the colors was another character in the film. The different colors. And now I get more into the color theory. Because in my movie, Fun and Games, I use different colors to emote different feelings and to tell why the characters doing what they're doing. If you have not seen Fun and Games, it's a very Michael short film here on this channel. You can go ahead and check that out, okay? So overall, Ryan Coogler knocked it out the park. And I am so proud of him. His unheard of deal with Warner Brothers. Again, a lot of people are hating, because I think after 25 years, I believe it's 25 years, he get to own everything, the rights to the movie, everything, all of that. And that's unheard of for movies with a big distribution company like the Warner Brothers. Oh, and Cornbread. The actor that played Cornbread. I was like, I said, I know what you're doing there, Ryan. I see you. So the guy that played Cornbread, if you know, he played in Life, the movie Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. And you know Life, Bertie Mac, who is no longer with us, of course. He played, his character, always say, talk about his cornbread. And I think that was a nice little homage to Bernie Mac and to that character. I was like, oh, look at him. So he was in Life, and his name is Cornbread. And then the whole Bernie Mac, his famous line about the cornbread in Life. Like, I see what you did there. I see it. Okay. But yeah, y'all, I really enjoyed, excuse me, I really thoroughly enjoyed Sinners. I saw it for a second time. It's going to be released on Max for streaming on July 4th. That's coming up. I'm going to look at it again. Okay. Because again, I want to talk more about the film. There's on some nerd stuff. Again, it's going to be more in depth. Talking about more of the different symbolisms why Ryan chose to chose this particular story, you know, with the Irish, the Chinese, the Native Americans that was involved. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing, and I have fun like dissecting everything and finding things out. I watch different interviews and just, you know, hidden meanings, you know, just to get more, uncover more layers. And there were some end credit scenes, y'all. Y'all did see that, right? If you didn't, you can see it again when it streams on Max. Okay, Max, they're not paying me. I wish, but they're not. But Love Centers, I give it a 4.8 out of 5. Give it a good strong 4.8 out of 5. And if you have not seen it, I encourage you to see it. I understand if, you know, a lot of people don't like scary movies. To me, it wasn't scary, but to some it might be. But I encourage you to try it. You know, it's a great story. It's a great story with some good messages. Okay. So until the next video where I go in depth about the different symbolisms, the different metaphors, the different layers, from the production design, from the costumes, the color theory, all of that good stuff, all stuff that us movie nerds love. Okay, that's going to be in the next video. Until the next time.